Good afternoon to all the participants. Uh, I welcome you all to this valedictory function of Capacity Building Program on Research and Publication Ethics, which was organized by Department of Management Sciences, Mahatma Gandhi Central University. I would like to inform that we have been joined by the chief guest of this session, Professor Ganga P. Prasen, Honorable Vice Chancellor, Tripura University. I welcome you, sir, to this session. And we have also been joined by the guest of honor of this session, Professor Jyoti Kacharu ma'am, Professor and Head AEABM SKUAST Jammu. I welcome you once again to this session, ma'am. We'll be beginning this session shortly.
Siddharth sir, Siddharth ji,
Yes, sir.
Honorable Vice Chancellor and Pro Vice Chancellors, they are reaching at in 10 minutes and they will be joining. Okay, we may start the program. I have received a call from the Honorable Vice Chancellor. We may
Sure,
start the
sir.
program. They will join within 5 to 10 minutes. They are on the
Sure, sir.
way.
Sure, sir. Certainly, sir. We'll be beginning the program right away, sir. So, I welcome you once again to this capacity building program, and we will be showing a small PPT, which will be an overview of this capacity building program. So we began this capacity building program keeping in view the current needs of the research scholars as well as academicians who have joined the industry, the academia, and the need of developing the research aptitude within all of us, including us. So we designed this capacity building program keeping in view this requirement, and we had multiple sessions in this capacity building program from last 2 weeks. It was an online mode program, and we had various research scholars all over from India who had joined us, and the sessions were hosted by various faculty members who have their expertise in research. So there were various sessions on it, and we have prepared a small presentation which will be giving an overview of the session. So I'll just share my screen for a few minutes, and we will be overviewing the whole capacity building program. So this is a concise report we have prepared for the capacity building program. So there were 18 different sessions which were taken by faculty members, and there were 27 plus hours of content which was delivered in these whole capacity building program. The lectures were also interactive and had active engagement from the participants, and few sessions we had were also hands-on in nature, where participants could actually see and engage with the resource person of the session. The total engagement we had were 61 participants coming from all over India, also from abroad, and we also had an assessment session and a separate feedback session which we took to understand as to how we can improve on this capacity building program, because we intend to continue this and make it an annual affair. So this is the distribution of resource person who have taken sessions in this capacity building program. We were represented by 10 states from different state universities, central universities. Resource persons were requested to take classes, as well as one of the resource person came from Dhofar University, Oman. This is the distribution of participants. So we had pan-India representation from various states, various central universities, various state universities, even private universities, and we had also one participant who joined us all the way from West Indies. This was the distribution of participants. So like 40 participants out of 61 were research scholars. Majority of them are PhD research scholars, while a few of them were MPhil research scholars as well. We had 20 faculty members consisting of associate professors, assistant professors, and professors working in various institutions of repute in India, as well as one student also joined us in this capacity building program. So this was few of the snapshots from the sessions which we took. So as I said, there were 19 different sessions, and there were few of the snapshots which we have taken from the running sessions which we had. So this was in concise the report of the capacity building program. And I will now like to invite ma'am, Dr. Sapna Sugandha ma'am, Associate Professor, Department of Management Sciences, to extend a formal welcome address. Over to you, ma'am.
Thank you, Siddharth. Very good
I will
evening to
just
one.
stop sharing the screen, ma'am.
Yeah, sure. Very good evening to one and all present here. Honorable Vice Chancellor, sir, Honorable Pro Vice Chancellor, sir, all the dignitaries joined through virtual mode, all the heads, deans, administrative officers, faculty members, and the participants. I, Dr. Sapna Sugandha, welcome you all in this valedictory session of the capacity building program. This capacity building program was actually started with the aim to showcase the role of ethics in research and publication. Most people learn ethical norms at home, at school or colleges, we can say, or in other social settings. Although most people acquire their sense of right and wrong during childhood. Again, we can say that moral development occurs throughout the life and human beings pass through different stages of growth as they mature. Ethical norms are so ubiquitous that one might tempted to regard them as a simple common sense. So through this capacity building program, we try to make our participants aware about the importance to adhere the ethical norms in research and publication, and also to make them understand the roles and responsibilities of the authors with the purpose of maintaining the credibility and objectivity of the publication. So we can say that we have thrived in our purpose, and I'm here to welcome all the dignitaries, all the special guests also who spared their valuable time to turn this into more success. So welcoming in the valedictory session is the sound of victory, we can say, that we are here to listen, and the takeaways we are here to share. So we have witnessed various eminent researchers as speakers in different sessions, and today we are fortunate to have all the dignitaries with loads of knowledge and experience. We can just say the words for them that we want their blessings in this final session. So first of all, I would like to welcome the chairperson of this session, Honorable Vice Chancellor, Professor Sanjeev Kumar Sharma, sir. Sir, here I'm welcoming you, but I must say that you always welcome us when we need your support. So welcoming you is a matter of great honor and pleasure for all of us, and your presence is really motivating us. Now, I'm glad to welcome the chairperson of this session, Honorable Pro Vice Chancellor, Professor G. Gopal Reddy, sir. So, your presence is inspiring us and really special for us, and you both will joining soon. So, we are very happy and fortunate to have both of you. Now, moving ahead, I'm taking the opportunity to welcome our chief guest, Professor G.P. Prasen, Honorable Vice Chancellor, Tripura University, guest of honor, Professor Jyoti Kachru, Professor and Head, Sher Kashmir University of Agriculture, Sciences and Technology, Jammu. Guest of honor and keynote speaker, Professor Ashutosh K. Singh, Department of Computer Application, NIT Kurukshetra, who joined us to share their knowledge and vast experience. And I believe during the next few hours, we all will be showered by the new insights from all our guests. I also welcome Professor Pavnesh Kumar, who is the Dean, Pandit Madan Mohal Malviya School of Commerce and Management Sciences. Sir, you are the key person of this program, so we are also glad to see you here. I welcome all the deans, head, administrative officers, staffs, and faculties in this session. Happy to see their participation. I also welcome all the participants who joined the session. Thanks for joining in such a large number. I hope we all would get benefited by this session. Thank you so much. Over to you, Siddharth.
Thank you, ma'am. I will now like to invite the chief guest of this session, Professor Ganga P. Prasen, sir, Honorable Vice Chancellor, Tripura University, for his address. Over to you, sir.
Namaskar. Am I audible?
Yes, sir, you are audible, sir.
You are audible, sir. You are audible.
Good evening, Namaskar and Shubha Sandhya to all of you. Professor Sanjeev Kumar Sharma ji, Honorable Vice Chancellor, Mahatma Gandhi Central University, Motihari, Bihar. Professor G. Gopal Reddy, Honorable Pro Vice Chancellor, Mahatma Gandhi Central University, Motihari, Bihar. My esteemed friend, Professor Pavnesh Kumar, Head Department of this Management, Dean also, Faculty of Management, and the course coordinator of this capacity building program on research and publication ethics. The anchor of this program, Dr. Sapna Sugandha, Mr. Siddhartha Ghosh, and Professor Ashutosh Kumar Singh, Department of Computer Application, NIT Kurukshetra. Professor Jyoti Kachru from Kashmir. All the faculty members from Mahatma Gandhi Central University, Bihar. Faculty members of the Department of Management and other department who are organizing this program, participants, students, ladies and gentlemen. At the very outset, I would like to congratulate the Department of Management, rather I should say Pandit Madan Mohan Malviya School of Commerce and Management Science, Mahatma Gandhi Central University, Bihar, for organizing a program related to capacity building for faculty member as well as research scholar. We all know that the learning process is never ending. Though we are teacher, we are research scholar, but still we need to learn more and more. There is no end of our knowledge, there is no end of our course curriculum, there is no end of our requirement. So as a student, as a teacher, we need to improve, we need to add new knowledge, new technology, new formulae for our research as well as for teaching purpose. Research scholars and student needs new methodology of research, new technique of research, new method of collection of data, new technology, new formula, new tools and technique for analysis of data for the purpose of research. At the same time, we as a teacher also have to update our knowledge. Teacher is also a student throughout his life. We may become professor, we may become dean, but still we have to learn, we have to update, we have to study the latest things, latest technology, latest formula, which has emerged, which has been described, which has been published for dissemination of knowledge to the student. We as a teacher learn first, then we disseminate the knowledge. We share the knowledge. We share the experience. We share the input which we have towards our student for their benefit, towards our society for the benefit of society, and ultimately for the benefit of country. Therefore, I again repeat that learning is a lifelong process. So from time to time, we in the university and college organize capacity building program. We know earlier also when we were assistant professor many years ago, we have participated, we have attended refresher course, orientation program, etc., in different universities of India. Now, UGC and other agencies which formulate our rules, regulation, guidelines for recruitment, for promotion, for training, always give emphasis on capacity building program. I am very happy to know that this university, that is Mahatma Gandhi Central University, Motihari, under the coordinatorship of Professor Pavnesh Kumar, has organized a program on capacity building, on research and publication ethics. Yeah. Now, we talk about research and publication. We are known by our output in forms of research and publication. We teacher, even research scholar also have to publish papers, books, they have to present papers in seminar conference. And now we have to submit our paper along with this anti-plagiarism certificate. And we have to follow ethics. We all know there are thousands of universities. Research in same topic or similar topic might have taken place. A student of Tripura, a student of Patna might have, survey or choose a topic almost similar to that of a university of Madras or Bengaluru. But here, the things, that is the interior materials, information, the formulae should not be same. And therefore, we have to submit a anti-plagiarism certificate along with our thesis, our paper. And we must maintain high ethics in research and publication also. We must know the content very, very clearly. And as far as possible, always, even after reading through many books, many theses, many research papers, we have to formulate, we have to design our study, our output, our finding in our own way. As far as possible, the copying should be minimized. And also, by chance, if we need to copy some quotation, some formula, then we must properly mention the sources from where we have to copy it or we have to borrow it. Then only it will be, it will not find any criticism or not find any copying from other things. Therefore, as a research scholar, as a research guide, we always tell our student to review the literature of the related topic. Even for writing a research paper also, we need to review the related literature, related research finding, which has been done in India and abroad by previous research scholar. So on the basis of the review of related literature findings, we need to write a new paper. So by reviewing, we understand how research have been done before, how research paper have been written and published before. So we have to learn, and after knowing that knowledge, we need to apply our own thought, our own idea. And as far as possible, we should not copy down, or we should not write the same thing. We should deviate from the things which have been done. In case even if, as I have told you, that even if we have to borrow some formulae or some quotation, then we must properly acknowledge. Then only we will be, following the ethics of research properly. Nowadays, in many universities, many publications, when we submit our research paper, then we must enclose anti-plagiarism certificate. UGC has issued a public notice in the year 2019, and again in 20, that those writers, those research scholars, author of those research paper must submit an undertaking that it is their own original work, and they have properly acknowledged the information which they have borrowed from other sources. And we all know, as a research scholar, that whenever our students submit our PhD thesis, then we have to enclose a certificate issued by the library or the proper officer, where they must mention the percentage of plagiarism, which we call anti-plagiarism certificate. Therefore, this ethics is a very, very important part of our research. We, along with teaching, we carry on our research. Students carry on their research, but they must follow the ethics in research, so that it will be our original research work and original finding of our labor, our methodology, our topic, which we have chosen for our research work. I am very happy to know that this Mahatma Gandhi Central University organized this program by inviting resource person from different parts of country. Even there was one resource person from abroad also. And this was an online program. I believe that maximum number of participants have benefited. by joining this program. This type of program should be continuous program. This type of program, that is capacity building program on different area, should be a continuous program in universities, so that we update the information which is available to us for the benefit of our student, our research scholar, and also our faculty member in our own university and other university also. Earlier, before 2020, before this coronavirus, in most of the universities, this type of program used to be done through offline mode. Only 30 or 40 participants were invited or selected for attending a program in a university, in a classroom. But this corona has become blessing in disguise, and this online mode of teaching, online mode of demonstration has become a blessing in disguise, and we can allow even 200, 300 participants from different parts of India and abroad also. So I consider that this online method of teaching, online method of imparting this type of training to the participant is very, very important, because maximum number of participants have benefited by joining online. And even in online also, if we design our program maybe in the afternoon, because during daytime up to 2 p.m., 3 p.m. we are busy in our university work. If we have some class like after 3 or 4 p.m., even after 5 or 6, then I believe that maximum participant, they may be research scholar, they may be faculty member, shall be benefited from this type of program. And I would like to congratulate this university, particularly the School of Management under the leadership of Professor Pavnesh Kumar, for selecting a very, very important topic, that is capacity building program on research and publication ethics. And I believe that the participants who have joined in this program have attended, and they are highly benefited from the knowledge which have been imparted to all of them during this program. And I wish this type of program shall continue again and again. Last but not the least, I would like to thank our Honorable Vice Chancellor, Professor Sanjeev Kumar Sharma ji, and Professor Pavnesh Kumar ji for inviting me as a chief guest and for giving such an honor to me. And I wish the all success of this program in future, and I wish this university continue in organizing such program in future also, for the benefit of our scholar, our faculty member, not only in Bihar, but in other countries and even in abroad also, because of the online facilities which we are having after this corona. With this, I would like to conclude my brief speech. Thank you, namaskar, and Bharat Mata ki Jai.
Thank you so much, sir. Honorable Vice Chancellor, Professor Sanjeev Kumar Sharma sir has already joined, as we have already, he was on the way, just
Yes.
he reached Motihari and he has joined us. So I welcome Honorable Vice Chancellor also in this program as the chairperson. Welcome you, sir. And thank you so much for being in the voluntary session, because I know that you have been on the way, you have just reached Motihari, but in spite of all these discomforts, you have joined our program on time. Thank you so much, sir. Siddharth, you may continue.
Thank you. Thank you, sir, for gracing this session and giving us insights over the necessity of development of research aptitude among the young research scholars as well as faculty members. Certainly, sir, we all are students for lifetime, and I have the firm belief that all our participants also believe in the same. I will now invite our guest of honor for this valedictory session, Professor Ashutosh Kumar Singh from Department of Computer Applications, National Institute of Technology, Kurukshetra, for his keynote address. Over to you, sir.
Hi, good evening to everyone. I hope I'm audible.
You are audible, sir. You are audible.
I'm very happy that your university has invited me. Respected Professor G.P. Prashan, Vice Chancellor, Professor Jyoti Kachru, Mr. Siddharth Ghosh, Professor Pawnesh Kumar, and other members and participants. I humbly apologize if I skip your name. In fact, I was traveling because of my personal issues. I was out of town, different state, and before 2 days back, 2 3 days back, I got call by Professor Pawnesh Kumar to have this session. I'm not sitting in my office, and generally once you are not at your workplace, so, गांव में उत्तर प्रदेश का रहने वाला हूं तो बोलते हैं भाई बैल अपनी हराई नहीं भूलता है. So once we are in office, we always feel comfortable. But traveling, you feel like, of course, this topic is very interesting. It's very good. Whenever research word comes, I always feel very excited. Of course, today we are publishing the paper and getting good ranking and getting promotion and good job. And in one time, I can say that once you publish good paper, of course, our career is very good, very bright. But this is half true. Research is not necessary. Research is not necessary for ranking of the university. It's not only necessary for getting promotions, jobs. If you see long back, historically, I am basically the computer science guy, but I love to read history. If you see historically, the whole power was depending on research. Let us go a little bit back. In 1947, we got partition by British rule. And British ruled our country. Many regions are there, but as a technocrat, if you see, the major reason was they brought pistols. Before that, Mughals brought topes. And when our king or all the warriors from our country, हम तलवार से लड़ते थे, then they brought top. It was very difficult. Technology war was there, and we don't know that where is this this kind of top, and they defeated, unfortunately, to our kings. And Mughal were badly defeated by British people because top was running like, this, वो चलती थी, धुएं ज्यादा उड़ाती थी, मारती कम थी. They brought pistols, different type of weapons. And now you can see who is dominating the world. Very clear word, very clear answer. Even you go anywhere in the world, any race, any country, any city, everyone knows that Americans are dominating world. Not because they are having money, because they have technology, they have research. So research is a kind of weapon which you can conquer the world. When India was superpower, Sone ki Chidiya, that time our research was amazing. You remember the Nalanda University, Taxila University, and these university name is given in new education policy book also. Before 5,000 years, one Chinese person came in Nalanda University and he has written in his biography that he was studying mathematics, logistics and Buddhism all together in Bihar University. It means multidisciplinary kind of concept we started before 5,000 years. And if you get time to visit Chengdu, China, you can go and visit in a particular museum that his handwritten English letter is still there, and I have seen that. What I want to say that the research is very, very important for the power of society, power of nation. In fact, I am 100% sure that if you do best research, you can rule the world basically. Therefore, I always encourage my students. You remember Mahabharata time, Ramayana time, or olden time, any kind of kingdoms and like Raje Rajwade, Nawab, पूरी दुनिया में अगर आप देखो, you see who dominated, who has the technology. How to get technology? You have good type of research, and based on that you can dominate. You remember before in 1945 when no one knows what is computer, then University of Pennsylvania, American people brought the computer in 1945, just before 60, 70, 80 years. And now you can see, can you imagine life without computer? Do you think that before 80 years, instead of America, if Indian people brought the computer, तो हम आज कहाँ होते? So whenever you are doing this kind of program, I love to do research, but my goal is what my dream is very high. We have to reach on top. Like if you want to publish paper, publish SCI paper. If you want to publish SCI paper, so go to the top rated journal in your field. If you are going for the top rated journal in your field, you should go on the top #1 journal in your branch. If you can do this, even after 20 years, 30 years, 40 years, whenever you are at least going to retire, you should dream that I should have at least one publication in this kind of top journal in my field. Then I can say that yes, you achieved the target for our workshop or program. And we have to lead by example. And unfortunately, I'm very sorry to say that Indian academic leaders are not up to the mark. Sometimes I have seen some people, they are vice chancellors, they are academic leader position, and unfortunately, their research is not up to the mark. And suddenly, once they move in a particular university, they start talking about doing good research. So management formula say that first you have to lead by example. Your huge statement is not going to give any impact on your faculty member or student if you are not able to lead by example. And unfortunately, 70 to 80% academic leaders of Indian university currently, they don't fit for that things. And my feeling is we have to somewhere doing research, spending money for this kind of work, 1 week workshop. After that, we should put some kind of dream in our young bloods. That why kabhi bhi 20 saal, 25 saal, 30 saal, kabhi to, whenever you get experienced guy, instead of running behind administrative position, you should try to get the best publication in your field. Then it is successful. If I see my particular example, when I finished my PhD in 2000 from IIT BHU in electronics engineering, I spent 15 years my career in abroad, worked in different countries, but still I couldn't publish best paper in my field. When I returned India before 6-7 years, वो बोलते हैं भूख बच गई थी, because in foreign you don't get good student, because being as an Indian, generally each student goes to the Indian or their own people. And recently my group published, if anyone is from computer, they knows our group published around 7 IEEE journals in last 6 months. Now we are targeting for nature, and I'm very, very confident that before I retire or before I die, I will have publication in nature journals, which I can say that yes, this is a kind of contribution which I can give to the society, I can give to my country. So this kind of dream is very, very important for young students, so that we can dominate the world. Doing research doesn't mean that to increase the ranking, to get the promotion, to get the job. Doing good research is a kind of best social service which we can do for our society and nation. So I think my time is over. Thanks a lot for your invitation, and I'm very, very glad that you invited me. Thank you. It was a nice program. I have seen the presentation that participants were from all over India. So thanks a lot, Pawnesh, and I'm glad that you invited me. Have a nice evening. Bye.
Thank you so much, sir. Thank you so much.
Thank you, sir, for gracing this session and taking pains to join us despite traveling. Surely, sir, we can make the connection between research and global power dominion. And certainly, with coming times and the advantage of demography with us, we being a primarily young country, research will definitely play a primary role in shaping our country's future. I'll now like to invite our guest of honor for this valedictory session, Professor Jyoti Kachru ma'am from Division of Agricultural Economics and Agribusiness Management from Sher-e-Kashmir University of Agricultural Sciences and Technology, Jammu, for her address. Over to you, ma'am. Ma'am, you have to unmute yourself, ma'am.
Good evening, everybody. Now, first of all, I feel very much thankful to Professor Pawnesh Kumar for inviting me, the guest of honor, in the valedictory function of 2 weeks training program on capacity building on research and publication ethics. I will also welcome Professor Prasen, Honorable Vice Chancellor, Tripura University. I would also like to welcome Professor Ashutosh Kumar Singh, Professor, Department of Computer Application, NIT Kurukshetra. I would also like to welcome Professor Sanjeev Kumar Sharma, Honorable Vice Chancellor, Mahatma Gandhi Central University, Motihari, Bihar. And lastly, but this is not the least, that I would also like to welcome Professor Pawnesh, who invited me to be the guest of honor in this program and being the coordinator of this program. He is always in touch with me, and I have always seen that he is very eager to give something to this society. So I welcome you, sir, for this program. Now, as far as my concern regarding the research and publication ethics are concerned, first of all, this is very topical. This topic is very topical, like publication ethics, like research and publication ethics. These days, it is very much required, because we have seen that the researchers in the foreign countries, they spend years and years in the research and ultimately give something to the society. And I would like that our researchers should be also in with that notion that if we are giving years in the research, we should give something to the society. Now, first of all, what is important in this research is that, first of all, we have to see the dream. If we are dreaming something, then we can get out of that, we can get idea out of that dream. And ultimately, we have to conceptualize that idea into some reality. And accordingly, we can set the objectives. Accordingly, we can set the methodology. And accordingly, we can analyze it and ultimately give some policies, give some recommendations to the society, which are very much required these days. So what is these days the Startup India? That is the idea-based. So that can also can be related with the research. So research is very important. We can relate it with the Startup India. As far as the ethics are concerned in the research, it is generally defined as a set of principles that distinguish between acceptable and unacceptable behavior. So what are the ethics? Is what is to be acceptable by the society and what cannot be accepted by the society are the research ethics. As far as the research ethics are concerned, they are the guidelines that guide us how to be scientific, and that scientific research should be conducted. The research should be related to the integrity and credibility building. And we should practice research in the universities, in the various institutions, and even the publisher should also follow the research ethics. Because these days we have seen some publishers, They go on publishing the things without saying whether it should be published or not. So that is also very important. For that, we know that we are having the research ethics committee and the institutional review board, which reviews the research whether it is ethical or not. What is that? What they see? They see the rights, dignity, and the welfare of the respondents. And in that matter, plagiarism is to be seen, research fraud is to be seen, and the undisclosed competing interests are to be seen. There are some objectives of these research ethics. And what are those objectives? That are to protect the human participants, their dignity, rights, and welfare. The second objective is that it is directed in the manner that assists welfare of the persons, groups, or civilizations as a whole. And the third objective is the ethical reliability, considering issues such as controlling risk, protection of privacy, and the progression of informed consent. So this is that the researcher should think about this. And there are some important aims of the research, like the prohibition against fabricating or misrepresenting research data, promoting the truth and minimizing the error, avoidance of the risk of plagiarism, and respect for intellectual property, identification and dealing with the allegation of research misconduct, identification of dealing with manipulations of citations. So for that matter, what I'm going to say is that we should have research integrity, including honesty, objectivity, carefulness, respect for intellectual property, confidentiality, non-discrimination, transparency, social responsibility. So what I'm going to say in this is that we should have the purity of heart. And once there is purity of heart, everything should be set right. Every researcher will think that on the lines of the researcher, what really he is going to do, what really he is going to give to the society. That is very important for the researcher. So these are the research ethics. And for that matter, in practice, these ethical principles in research for the researcher are to minimize the risk of harm to participants. So we should not harm to participants. Research should not be of such type that will harm the participant who is the participating person, and it will harm him. Then it should protect the anonymity and confidentiality. Then it should avoid using deceptive practices, and it should give participants the right to withdraw from the research. So broadly speaking, research should aim at to do the good, not only to do the good and to avoid any harm to the participants. And while research requirements are concerned, these are the basic principles of research ethics. This is important not only for ethical reasons, but also practical ones. Since a failure to meet such basic principles may lead the researcher being criticized, potentially leading to a lower mark, to be rejected by the supervisor or the ethics committee, which I have explained, and ultimately costing very valuable time of the researcher. So while researching, such things should be kept in mind, such objectives should be kept in mind, such principles should be kept in mind, so that a person should not believe in the fraudulent practices, should not believe in the plagiarism. And we know that plagiarism up to 5% can be there, but it should not go beyond 5%. So such things are very important for the students, for the scholars, for the faculty members to follow. So this is what I was going to say, and I am really very much congratulating to the committee, to Professor Pawnesh and his team for having such type of 2 weeks training program, because such training programs are very much required in the present day, because every researcher should think that if I am going in the research, I should follow such lines. This should be ultimately beneficial to the society. And thanks a lot for inviting me.
Thank you, ma'am. for taking time from your busy schedule to join us in today's valedictory session. It's my firm belief that all the participants in this session must have gained immensely from your deliberations over the need for researchers to take up research in the most pure and ethical way possible, while also ensuring that something positive is generated from the research for the whole society. I will now invite our co-chairperson for this session, Professor G. Gopal Reddy sir, Honorable Pro Vice Chancellor of Mahatma Gandhi Central University, for his address. Over to you, sir.
Namaskar to everyone. Is I audible?
Yes, sir, you are audible, sir.
Good evening to everyone.
Good evening.
Professor Sanjeev Kumar Sharma ji, Honorable Vice Chancellor, Mahatma Gandhi Central University, Motihari. Professor Ganga Prasad ji, Honorable Vice Chancellor, Tripura Central University. Professor Ashutosh K. Singh ji, NIT Kurukshetra. And Professor Jyoti Kachuru ji, Professor Pravanesh ji, Dr. Alka, Dr. Swapna Sugandha, and other faculty members from the Department of Management, Mahatma Gandhi Central University, Motihari, and my dear participants, those who are participating in the last 2 weeks program, that is the research and publication ethics, the capacity building program organized under the leadership of Professor Pavanesh ji. I congratulate Dr. Pavanesh ji and his team for taking up such an important aspect and organizing a program, a 2-week program, and inviting the participants from throughout the country and also from abroad. It is a really appreciable thing, and he is doing a wonderful thing. And research and publication ethics are very, very important. And higher education scenario, institutions are expanding. The students, research scholars number also being expanded day by day. I think it is the right decision by the Department of Management, Mahatma Gandhi University, to organize such a program to give guidance to the young minds, the researchers, young teachers, those who want to publish the paper, those who are doing PhD work, those who are doing taking up major research projects and such research activities continuously. For them, giving guidance is definitely very, very important aspect. They are doing primary research and relevant topics, selecting relevant topics to the which are relevant to the society. And also, in recent days, University Grants Commission has taken up the issue of plagiarism has become a very important aspect, and we are getting very bad image because of such things. That is the reason, and we have to create an honest situation and honesty while doing the research and create a such mind. That is the reason this capacity building program is being organized by this particular university. I hope this will have been a successful one. In the coming days, under the leadership of Pavanesh ji, will organize so many programs, because National Education Policy 2020 also is focusing more and more on the research activities, and also insisting on establishing universities just for the sake of research only, teaching universities, research universities. Such type of mandate has been given by the NEP 2020. I think the young research scholars, young teachers, and those who are doing serious research in these various fields needs definitely guidance. And I congratulate once again Pavanesh ji and his team for organizing such a program. I thank Dr. Ganga Prasad ji, Ashutosh ji, and also Jyoti ji for accepting our invitation and coming over to address the young minds, young researchers of this particular program. Thank you, one and all.
Thank you, sir, for showering us with your blessings and gracing this valedictory session of Capacity Building Program on Research and Publication Ethics. I will now invite our chairperson, sir, of this session, Professor Sanjeev Kumar Sharma, sir, Honorable Vice Chancellor of Mahatma Gandhi Central University, for his address. I invite you now, sir, for your presidential address.
धन्यवाद सिद्धार्थ। महात्मा गांधी केंद्रीय विश्वविद्यालय के प्रबंधन विज्ञान संकाय द्वारा आयोजित इस कार्यक्रम में मुख्य अतिथि मेरे आदरणीय अग्रज मित्र त्रिपुरा केंद्रीय विश्वविद्यालय के माननीय कुलपति प्रोफेसर गंगा प्रसाद परसाई जी, इस कार्यक्रम में विशिष्ट वक्ताओं के रूप में उपस्थित प्रोफेसर आशुतोष कुमार सिंह जी, प्रोफेसर ज्योति काचरू जी, विश्वविद्यालय के माननीय प्रतिकुलपति प्रोफेसर जी गोपाल रेड्डी जी, इस कार्यक्रम में सहभाग कर रहे सभी शिक्षक और विद्यार्थी मित्रों, मैं पवनेश जी का आभारी हूँ कि मैंने एक बैठक के मध्य उनसे इस प्रकार का आयोजन करने के लिए कहा और उन्होंने बहुत गंभीरता से इसका आयोजन को किया। सच बात यह है कि मैं उस दिन भी यात्रा में था और आज भी यात्रा में हूँ। सच बात यह है कि मैं तो स्वयं ये चाहता था कि एक दिन ऐसे उद्घाटन समापन में अध्यक्षता करने की बजाय एक दिन बोलने आऊं, शोध पर, रिसर्च पर बोलने आऊं आप सबसे, लेकिन वो अवसर मुझे नहीं मिला, मगर ये हो न सका और अभी आलम है। तो ये तो मेरा दुर्भाग्य है कि आप सबसे शोध पर अधिक बात करने का अवसर नहीं मिला। लेकिन जैसा प्रोफेसर रेड्डी ने भी कहा, ये बड़ा अच्छा हुआ कि विश्वविद्यालय, महात्मा गांधी केंद्रीय विश्वविद्यालय ने ऐसा आयोजन किया और उसमें अच्छी बड़ी संख्या में हमारे सहभागी भी आए, प्रतिभागी भी आए और अलग अलग स्थानों के लोगों को अलग अलग विषयों पर इस शोध की नैतिकता से संबद्ध आयामों पर बातचीत की गई। आज भी हमने भी आशुतोष जी को, ज्योति जी को सुना। प्रोफेसर गंगा प्रसाद जब समापन कर रहे थे अपने वक्तव्य का, तभी मैं पहुंच पाया। थोड़ा इंटरनेट की भी आज समस्या है कुछ मेरे यहाँ, और मैं बहुत ज्यादा आज समापन के अवसर पर आपसे कहने की स्थिति में नहीं हूँ। केवल एक ही बात कहूंगा, शोध को कुछ नहीं चाहिए, शोध को केवल मन चाहिए, केवल मन चाहिए। जो भी करना है मन से करेंगे तो अच्छा होगा। बस अब ये मैं बहुत विस्तार में ना जाकर सूत्र में कहना चाहता हूं कि बहुत बार हम किसी और कारण से शोध में आ गए हैं, वो समस्या है। बस हमारा मुख्य उद्देश्य यदि शोध है तो होगा, बहुत अच्छा होगा, विश्व स्तर का होगा, श्रेष्ठतम होगा, ईमानदार होगा और पहचाना जाना जाएगा। उसके लिए किसी भी कोई ऐसे बंधन की आवश्यकता नहीं है। वो बहुत ही निर्भीकता पूर्वक कह रहा हूं, ऐसे किसी बंधन की आवश्यकता नहीं है कि वो यूजीसी की लिस्ट में छपेगा तभी श्रेष्ठ होगा, यूजीसी के लिस्ट के जर्नल में छपेगा तभी श्रेष्ठ होगा, या अंग्रेजी में लिखा जाएगा तभी श्रेष्ठ होगा। ऐसा कोई बंधन नहीं है। आप मन लगाकर, दिल लगाकर, सचमुच में ईमानदारी से, खुद के प्रति ईमानदार होते हुए, खुद के प्रति जवाबदेह होते हुए शोध करेंगे तो बहुत अच्छा होगा। हम विश्व भर में बिना ऐसा कुछ सूचना दिए हुए शोध करते रहे, और देखिए सभ्य समाजों के समक्ष एक बहुत बड़ी चुनौती होती है असभ्यताओं से, बर्बरताओं से, क्रूरताओं से निपटने की। इसलिए उन्हें अपने जीवन को बचाते हुए आगे बढ़ना होता है। भारत सहस्रों वर्षों से एक सभ्य समाज है, एक विकसित संस्कृति है। उसने असभ्य, बर्बर, पाशविक, अमानवीय आक्रमणों को झेला है। इसलिए उसके जो बौद्धिक संपदा है उसका कुछ अंश ही आज उपलब्ध रह गया है। बहुत सारा तो है ही नहीं, जिसके बारे में हमें जानकारी नहीं है और हमने उसे मिथक कह लिया है। इसलिए अपने अतीत पर गर्व करिए, अपने वर्तमान का सामना कीजिए और अपने भविष्य के लिए तैयार रहिए, सन्नद्ध रहिए। अभी सिद्धार्थ ने कहा हम एक युवा देश हैं, संसार के सामने हम बहुत बड़े युवा देश हैं और हमारी ये युवा शक्ति विश्व विजय करने में समर्थ है। हमारी इस युवा शक्ति में सामर्थ्य भी है, विचार भी है, क्षमता भी है, उत्साह भी है और इससे सबको आशा भी है। इस युवा शक्ति ने विश्व भर में समृद्ध कहे जाने वाले, विकसित कहे जाने वाले राष्ट्रों की संपूर्ण अकादमिक और वैचारिक व्यवस्था को नियंत्रण में ले रखा है। विश्व भर के विश्वविद्यालयों में भारत के शिक्षक हैं, विश्व भर के श्रेष्ठ शोध संस्थानों में भारत के लोग हैं। हम कंप्यूटर साइंस की बात अभी आशुतोष जी कर रहे थे, उसमें भी सिलिकॉन वैली में भी हमारे लोग भरे पड़े हैं। हमने नियंत्रण किया हुआ है। विश्व भर को हम इंजीनियर्स दे रहे हैं, विश्व भर को हम डॉक्टर्स दे रहे हैं। बस एक ही समस्या है, हम उन्हें विश्व को दे देते हैं, जो भी हमारे श्रेष्ठ हैं वे हम तक नहीं रह पा रहे हैं। हमारे यहाँ रह जाएं, उसके लिए भी कुछ कठिनाइयां हैं। मैं कठिनाइयों का उल्लेख कम करता हूं, इसलिए उन कठिनाइयों पर नहीं जा रहा हूं। आप में से अधिकांश लोग थोड़ी बहुत जानते हैं, मैं अपने अनुभव से थोड़ी अधिक कठिनाइयां जानता हूं, लेकिन कठिनाइयों के पार जाना ही हमारा काम है। शोध करते समय एक ही बात मन में रखनी है कि मैं इसमें हूं, ये मेरे मन की बात है, मन का काम है। यदि वो मन का नहीं है तो अच्छा नहीं होगा। यदि वो मन से करेंगे आप तो श्रेष्ठतम होगा। संसार भर उसे कभी ना कभी कहीं ना कहीं जानेगा, और विश्व भर में जितना भी ज्ञान उपलब्ध हुआ है वह वहां के लोगों के मौलिक विचार का परिणाम है। इसलिए ना भाषा से डरिए, न किसी देश की समृद्धि से, विकास से डरिए, न किसी भी और प्रकार के आकर्षण और आडंबर से डरिए। डरिए केवल अपनी अंतरात्मा से। अपनी अंतरात्मा के प्रति ईमानदार रहिए। आप जो करेंगे वो श्रेष्ठतम होगा। महात्मा गांधी केंद्रीय विश्वविद्यालय इस प्रकार के आयोजन निरंतर करता रहे, और पवनेश जी जैसे हमारे विश्वविद्यालय के वरिष्ठ शिक्षक और अन्य स्थानों से, अन्य केंद्रों से, विश्वविद्यालयों से ज्ञानवान लोगों को ऐसे ही आमंत्रित करते रहें। ये सभाएं, ये समितियां ऐसे ही चलती रहें। भारत का वेद सबसे पहले सभा की बात करता है, और सभा उन्हीं लोगों की होती थी जो सभ्य तरीके से बैठ सकें, बात कर सकें, विचार विमर्श कर सकें। हमने सहस्त्रों वर्ष ऐसे ही विचार किया है, हम ऐसे ही विचार करते रहेंगे। एक दूसरे से असहमत होते हुए भी आगे साथ मिलकर बढ़ते रहें। यही आज के दिन मैं आप सबसे कह सकता हूं। आप सबको बहुत बहुत शुभकामनाएं। धन्यवाद।
Thank you, sir, for your blessings and making time for us even while traveling. We have always been lucky, sir, to have your constant guidance and unconditional support for all the programs we organize in the Department of Management Sciences. I'll now invite our Dean of Pandit Madan Mohan Malviya School of Commerce and Management Sciences, Professor Pavnesh Kumar, sir, who is also the course coordinator of this capacity building program, for extending a formal vote of thanks to all our dignitaries for the session. Over to you, sir.
May I request Dr. Alka to extend the vote of thanks, because I am on the way somewhere. Dr. Alka.
Am I audible?
Yes, ma'am, you are
You are
audible.
audible, ma'am. You are audible.
Thank you. Thank you so much. As we draw to the conclusion of this session, this week capacity program, I would like to take this opportunity of my department, university, to first of all extend gratitude to the professor of university. Thank you so much for being here with us today. But also like to extend a heartfelt thanks to Professor who was the keynote speaker today's session. He's from the Computer Applications at Kurukshetra. A special thanks to Professor Jyoti Achru. Ma'am, thank you so much for being with us today. She's in the capacity for the session. I would also send our coach person, Professor G. Gopala sir, Honorable Pro Chancellor of the University. Thank Professor Sanjeev Kumar Verma sir, Honorable Vice, despite busy schedule, he made the time for a session today. Thank you so much for all the dignitaries who are present with us. I would also like to take this opportunity to thank our course coordinator, Sir Pavnesh Kumar sir, for thank for support, guidance about these weeks capacity program. Our co-coordinator, Dr. Sapna ma'am, thank you so much for your support, for your assistance. Also, this 2-week session would not have been possible without the constant heart of researchers, especially to mention Siddharth and Chalveer, who are the first PhD department, been working hard to make capacity building program success. Thanks to all the participants who joined the session from all of the country. This last week sure have learning experience for you, and to enjoy it. I hope in the future when we'll organize the other sessions like this, I will join again. Also, I would like to mention all the faculty members of our department,
Swati ma'am completes a few. Thank you so much for your support, guidance, and your for your presence. I would like to thank the media for extensive coverage of this capacity building program. So this once again. You.
Thank you, ma'am. I will now like to request all our participants for this valedictory session to stand in their places for our national anthem. Thank you to all the participants who joined us today in this valedictory session. You have been through us for this 2 past weeks of capacity building program. And with your due permission, Professor G. Gopal Reddy sir, we can bring this session to a close.
Okay, sir. Go ahead, sir.
Thank you, sir. Thank you, sir.
Bye.